So Mark Hamill recently backtracked on his statements, criticizing the use of Luke Skywalker in the most recent trilogy, saying he should have kept it to himself. Do you agree with his original sentiments, or do you think it was smart for him to renege on his statement?
This requires some alcohol because Mark Hamill shit the bed when he started that whole problem. And I think
glad somebody agrees.
I think it's, if he, I don't know. I'm glad it's too little too late. It's way after the fact. He set the internet on fire. He made literally millions of dollars for Star Wars Theory. He let this get out of hand and let people really get angry about the not my Luke Skywalker stuff. And I even think bringing it up now just adds more fuel to that fire. So I'm a little disappointed in him bringing it back up. To say what he said now, honestly, it doesn't matter anymore, because people have created their own interpretation of what he said, and it's old news, and it just keeps people angry at the Last Jedi, which is unfortunate because it's such a brilliant Star Wars story.
I would agree with that. I got you up to 20.
Okay,
Chris, what do you think?
Yeah, Hamill should have kept his mouth shut back then, and we wouldn't be in half the mess with this other side of the fandom that we would. He emboldened a lot of these mouth breathing jagoffs, and then in return, like, they just weaponized anything that he said.
Yeah,
and it just created it helped to create this a huge rift where people are like, well, see, the original Luke Skywalker thing, just like Pete said, and it's just it got really ugly, and he would not shut up. Like, he kept going. Like, every interview, he kept saying something like, sit your old ass down. Stop. Stop. He pushed me to the point where I was like, I don't like this guy. He pushed me to almost to that point where I was like, where I was almost like I'm sure not to like him. But he did backtrack, a day late and $1 short. At least I'm glad. The one thing, as an actor, I'm glad that he just did his part, like, shut up, talent, and just read the words that are on the script. So I'm glad that happened. But yeah, he did some damage.
All right. Allie, do you have any thoughts on this?
I mean, I have nothing to add. I think I agree with everybody. I don't know why it came up again. Like, no need to backtrack. I will say my favorite thing about the story is just those small little wording. I'm not going to do it justice, but whatever the wording is about how Rian Johnson politely was like, we don't have time for the backstory that you need to work in to justify this. We don't have time for that. I thought that was a beautiful shove off.
What do you think, Nick?
I mean, it's hard not to agree with the three brilliant people that I'm sharing this screen and game with. He didn't have to do it, but it's also, I think, if we're being realistic, as an artist, he has a right. And it's just a character he's had this long of a connection with. It's not like he played him one time. It's something he was connected with over a period of 40, 45 years. There is connection. It made his career. Yeah, he was in other stuff. He's an incredible Joker. His Batman the Animated Series Joker stuff. He's done a lot of amazing things, but he is Luke Skywalker. And so I know it's a very personal connection, and it's something that's very strong. So I don't fault him for having those feelings. I don't know if I even necessarily fault him for saying them out loud, because we all react to, things that are going to happen along the way. I actually am really thankful that even in this moment, he didn't have to come out and say anything about it. It could have died. People would have gotten over it eventually. It's been a dividing point in the fandom for a long time, like Chris said. But the fact that he did own up and go, hey, you know what? I actually was wrong about that. It's not necessarily going to change the dipsticks who, ruin the fun for all of us, but he is able to recognize it, and I admire that about him. So Pete poured his whiskey for that. I poured some clear alcohol out of a bottle with a skull on the top of it right here. I'm pretty sure I know what it is, but I don't. But it doesn't matter, because I'm cheersing Mark Hamill and the fact that he owned up to something he said that he might not have should have.